After 520 days at Finca Bonanza, it was finally time to leave Barichara, and so we drive 1,500 kilometres south. On our way, we visit the beautiful colonial towns of Guaduas and Honda, and make a quick stop in Armero, a town that was completely destroyed by a volcano eruption in 1985. The notorious mountain road from Ibagué to Armenia takes us across to Cali, where we have a brief stop at a garage. Finca Bonanza near Silvia is our home for 3 nights, before heading south to the border town of Ipiales, where we take our first PCR test ever. After a very stressful border crossing, we get to Ibarra, and after 2 years we are finally in a new country.
So now we're on our way to San Gil, and it feels...
Is that one of our taxi drivers?
Yeah, maybe that's Hugo. And it does feel like we haven't left the motorhome in 2 years. Let's see what the fuel prices are.
It's too expensive.
No, just in general, that we get an idea.
Gives us an idea.
9.2, okay. It's a little more than 2 years ago, but it's not that much more, which is good. We are back on our road with the hundimientos. About a minute ago, the oncoming traffic. Maybe he got hit as well. He's probably losing something. About a minute ago, the oncoming traffic hit a super bump, and his whole front or something was, we only heard the cracking. And Helen said she saw pieces flying.
Yeah, it flew off.
We were lucky because we had a truck in front of us and we could see him going down in the dip. And Helen put even the flashes on to warn everybody else, but this guy didn't listen or didn't check it and ran right into it. Some stretches they actually have done since we did this stretch last, but others are really bad. Look at this. I mean, there's a whole part of the road missing here. Wow. Well, we had a really strong rainy season here. If you drive this road at night, you could be killed.
Yeah.
We've seen some places that were not marked. If you don't see that in time, you're just flying off the road. We just got to Guaduas. This is our parking for the night, right by the river.
Guaduas is about 117 kilometres west of Bogotá. It is an agricultural and tourist centre of some importance, with a population of about 41,000. Its main plaza is featured on the Colombian 10,000 peso bill. The town was founded on April the 20th, 1572. Its historic centre was declared a national monument in 1959.
So we just left Guaduas, and this is our 3rd driving day. And we drove right into the fog. We're at 1,243 meters, and we're heading for Honda down into the valley. It's supposed to be really, really hot. It might be raining down there. It's blistering hot, we don't know yet. It's a new stretch for us, we've never done this one. A lot of mountain roads and bends and traffic. It's not easy to drive for Helen. Especially when the views are now we're getting into the really thick fog.
I don't understand, people do not drive with their lights. I've got my lights on.
Yeah. It actually looks better through the camera than in real life.
Honda is another of Colombia's oldest towns and was founded in 1539. It was once one of the country's most important river ports along the Magdalena River. Between 1850 and 1910, when the Magdalena River constituted the only means of transportation between the Caribbean coast and the inland city of Bogotá, all the imported goods and articles arrived in Bogotá through the port of Honda. Its historical centre features some wonderfully preserved buildings. It is also known as the City of Bridges, for its more than 40 bridges across the Magdalena and other nearby rivers. The Navarro Bridge was the first bridge made of iron and anchored bases in South America. It was built between 1894 and 1899 in order to unite Honda with Guaduas. One of the most striking buildings in Honda is the Market Square, built between 1917 and 1935, with its original goal to house the Franciscan sisters. The former convent has coloured archways and 148 columns. After lunch, we leave Honda and head south to Armero.
We don't know what's wrong here, but everybody's driving where they want to. There's oncoming traffic, they can't get past. Okay, some kind of roadworks. This is Armero. There's a brand new highway that goes right through the town.
The Armero tragedy occurred following the eruption of the Nevada del Ruiz stratovolcano on November the 13th, 1985. The town is located only 48 kilometres from the volcano. After 69 years of dormancy, the volcano's eruption caught nearby towns unaware, even though the government had received warnings from volcanologists to evacuate the area after the detection of volcanic activity 2 months earlier. As pyroclastic flows erupted from the volcano's crater, they melted the mountain's glaciers, sending 4 enormous mudflows down its slopes at 50 kilometres an hour. The mudflows picked up speed in gullies and engulfed the town of Armero, killing more than 20,000 of its almost 29,000 inhabitants. The relief efforts were hindered by the composition of the mud, which made it nearly impossible to move through without becoming stuck. By the time relief workers reached Armero 12 hours after the eruption, many of the victims with serious injuries were dead. The relief workers were horrified by the landscape of fallen trees, disfigured human bodies, and piles of debris from entire houses. This was the second deadliest volcanic disaster of the 20th century. The damages were assessed at $6 billion, an amount approximately 1/5 of Colombia's 1985 gross national product. Nevada del Ruiz has erupted several times since the disaster, and continues to threaten up to 500,000 people living along the region's river valleys. With the possible exception of Mount St. Helens in the state of Washington, no other volcano in the Western Hemisphere is being watched so closely as Nevada del Ruiz.
This is our 4th driving day, and we're on the main road from Bogota to Armenia now. It's dual highway down here, but it's going to be a really narrow, windy, mountainous road later on. This is the driving school in front of us. We're trying to overtake as many trucks as possible. They're super noisy and they will just hold us up. So the more we get, the better. Holy shit. For driving school. Looks like they're widening the highway. Our GPS is confused because we're off the route. It's brand new roads here with huge bridges in the Ipiales. We're obviously on a super new stretch here. It's not even on our GPS. Look at these bridges. Wow. Can't even get it in. So much traffic here in Colombia. So, just after the bridge, we hit the windy road. So far we don't have a truck in front of us, but it's only a matter of time. People have done more than 5 hours here on, I don't know, about 80 kilometers. Some people did it in 2.5 hours. There are some tunnels along the way, but I don't think it's for our direction. I think it's for the other direction. It's a new stretch for us, so we don't know. We're almost back at 1,500 meters. And we're going through the mountains here. We switched the heater on full blast. That keeps our engine a lot cooler, so we don't need to put our extra fan on. We have no traffic in front of us. Well, we do, but Helen's keeping a distance. And there's no traffic behind us because there's a huge truck behind us that's holding everybody else up. Apparently you're not allowed to overtake here. You get a huge fine. That's why you see all these long queues of cars, because they have to stick behind a really slow vehicle. So our nice run ended pretty soon, only after 8 minutes. Never mind. We decided to go patiently here because we don't want to pay $500. We only have 74 kilometers to go to the Tambo, which is south of Armenia. Well, it could take us 2 or 3 hours, but we are prepared for that, I should say. Drops here. Helen just overtook 2 trucks on a straighter stretch. She just followed the locals. But it's if you get stuck behind a slow one, you're crawling along here. It's going in the dip. The poor town must be getting a hell of a lot of traffic. There's police here as well, military. Wow, that is so congested. They're dancing. Nee. That looks like it's coming up any second here.
Yeah. Once it all starts sliding.
Holy macamole. What a town. We're at almost 1900 meters and the trucks are struggling with a diesel engine. These ladies are selling. No gracias. No gracias. Can't see me smiling, maybe my eyes are smiling. It's the place to go to sell. Like those. Gracias.
Oh, your carriageway. Your carriageway. Oh. 6:30.
through carriageway to get past the trucks.
Yeah, I want to get past at least this spot. And 3 others. We got 3 others.
We're getting closer to the tunnel. Ooh, we're not used to this kind of speed. 60 kilometers an hour. Ooh, we're flying. Hopefully not over the edge. Careful. Roadworks, be careful. Yeah. And that truck must be fairly fast. No overtaking, so this is going to be the new bridge. It's under construction. The truck should be going on the inside. My babes is sneaking through here. Sure it's still doable, no?
Yeah.
Oh. No! No!
Not stopping. Stop us to get out of the way.
Bloody hell, what is it with the dogs today? Did you get past all the trucks?
No, there's another one in there. I might do. I might have got through.
World best driver on the steering wheel here.
Ruthless. Yeah, well the dog has to move.
So we're on the old road and the oncoming traffic has the bridges and the tunnels. They've done that quite clever here to build a new road and separate the traffic. So hopefully we're getting through more smoothly now. Parallel with the tunnel bridge system. We get to see some of those wax palms that are in the coffee region. So we're approaching the summit, which is at 3,260 something meters. It's only 18 degrees outside, but it's boiling hot in Vinny too, because we have the heater still on and full blast. We are above the clouds now. Nicely paved stretch here. You're not supposed to overtake the trucks on the inside. That's why they blocked that part of the road. Because the trucks need the wider angle to get around the bends. They're still working on the old road. We get some really nice pavement here. Well done, guys. Happening here. We're in the clouds. Is this a lunch stop? I think it might be a lunch stop. The trucks. Yeah. After that long ride, they're obviously hungry. And we are in the clouds now. It's really cold. 11.2 degrees out here. By now we switched the heater off. But we might have to put it on for us now, not for the engine. Now we get the nice bridge and the oncoming traffic goes on the windy road. But I don't think we get any more tunnels. We're getting close to Armenia already. We've made that stretch in less than 2 hours. That's pretty good actually. We are actually getting a tunnel. With the mariposas. Let's say hello to Edith and Wolfgang. They're doing a good job here. This is Armenia. Is that your brakes?
I'm on the brakes.
Something stuck in there.
This is my brakes.
Oh shit. They're not released.
I wasn't on the brakes.
Sounded like ours though. We're doing a 360 here. Here are the mountains we just came over, the Cordillera Central, Central Mountain Range. We were up at 3,300 meters and we came down to 1,600 roughly.
Less than 1556.
Okay, less than 1,600. Now I have to pay attention where we're actually going. Got some police on the bridge there. Holy shit, it's that dark in here. That was really dark all of a sudden with the sunglasses. Yeah, go over. Yeah, it is your brakes.
I wasn't even on them.
Maybe they were clocked up a little. So we're approaching home sweet home for the night on the main stretch to Cali. They were going onto a Tapa gas station. It has a 24-hour restaurant, showers, good Wi-Fi. That's looking good. In the shade here. That looks nice.
Yeah, one of these.
So before we kill the whole food, this is the 24-hour restaurant food, and it's really nice. They have different tazas, bowls of Colombian food. Helen has the
shredded beef.
What was it called again? Colombiano.
Colombiano, naturalmente.
Shredded beef, lentils.
Lentils. I think this is banana.
Fried banana.
Yuca.
Rice.
And yuca.
Yuca. Looks, it's very nice.
Very tasty.
And I have the Pacifico with chicken, creme fraiche. I had the yucas already. You can just about see the last one there with queso. And we ordered a portion of French fries, which is really nice. And the whole thing was 40,000, so it's about $10 for the two of us, and we don't have to cook because it's still way over 30.
31.6.
31.6, and it's already dark. How's the taste?
Very good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Very good. I like the pommes.
I think we have to do that again. We are back at Henry's, and Freddie was so nice to exchange our gearbox fluid and the axle covers. Rush hour traffic in Cali.
We've got swarms of mopeds.
15 kilometers to go out to a gas station, and it's only 6:30 in the evening. So look at all these motorbikes. Isn't that amazing? It's already difficult during the daytime, but at rush hour it's even more difficult.
Are we in the right way here?
I just go straight. They know how to drive here. We have to rely on them to get...
the wrong side.
Yeah, you're okay. Just go down straight. It's a big, long road. We're stuck in this traffic here because there's a huge market. Everything gets delivered here. These people are working their butts off. Oranges. I'm not sure. Let them through. At least they can go now. Because we can't go any further. Look at what these guys are moving here. Okay, yeah. Must be my biggest fruit market in the world.
We're going right through the damn market, man.
That's the only road. I think we could count this as sightseeing. We don't know why. This is the main road out of Cali, and for some reason we're stuck in this market here. Look at the beef and everything. This is crazy here.
See a cauliflower?
It wants me to go out buy a cauliflower.
Yeah, grab one as you go past and throw some money out, you know?
I don't know, it must be delivery day or something. This is just crazy. Either there's a big market tomorrow. This is just crazy. We should have asked Henry if that's a good way to get out. But we're almost through the market. Woo! Fuzzy. It must be a special thing for today.
They have to wait for me, I think.
This is a really dark, dangerous area here. Potholes. Normally we don't drive in the dark. We just want to get out of flying plates. This looks really, really dodgy.
Yeah, well that was we're not going to get a cauliflower anymore, are we?
No.
Should have got out and gone and done our shopping.
Now we're driving through, I don't know what, tope. Yeah, we have to watch the topes. They're not marked, 2 topes in a row. And if you don't have any traffic in front of you, you don't actually see those freaking things. In the dark. And we had to hit a few potholes here as well. We have 8 kilometers to go where we want to go. But it's going to be a long 8 kilometers by the looks of it. Now we have to join this traffic, green flashing in the good. This is tough on Helen.
I keep going
kind of
every time because I can see a big hole and I can't go left or right because I've got everything on each side.
This turns
and
into
then all of a sudden I shout, Topi!
We kind of
laugh really.
Yeah,
we're not used to this.
We have to laugh about this. Hopefully without.
And sometimes the traffic lights don't even work.
No traffic lights and everybody's just pushing through. No traffic lights working again. We just go. There must be a power cut or something, or electricity failure. It's super dark. Oh no, we're on a triple highway.
Well, the lights are off in that place.
Okay. Oh, this big hole again. A rope.
Piece of rope.
Oops.
So this is line markings now.
Holy shit. What is longer?
Keep right.
This guy has the most annoying lights. We're totally blinded. God, these truck lights are sometimes really too much.
We finally make it to the gas station for the night. Next door is a restaurant that looks inviting.
That's my dinner. Gracias. Gracias. Wow, es una porción grande. Ich habe nicht mal gefragt, was es kostet. Helen has this giant plate of chicken and pommes. We are back at Finca Bonanza with Kika and Anwar. Kika and Anwar and the kids have done quite a lot here in the last 2 years during the pandemic. They set up a nice garden, some retreats. And the campus kitchen is finished now too. It was still under construction when we were here 2 years ago. Very nicely done. The chores in the motorhomes.
See, I'm playing the piano and I'm doing the washing up all at the same time.
Multitasking. I'm playing a former video that we did in Suez.
It's my own music as well.
Yeah, Helen's playing her own music. Washing up goes normally faster with music, but not in this case. We filled up with water already. I made some yogurt. It's a Saturday and we really enjoy the quiet and peace here. There's one of the horn beetles here. He was upside down and I just rescued him. But I think he's on his last leg. She loves the pine cones. Do you want to take that with you? Bedusha, she's only 4 years old. And Bedusha is a mix of French and Arabic, and it means little cutie. And that's what she is. Huh? Bedusha, are you a cutie? Yeah, good.
That was mine. I want to pick that one.
One for the Helen.
Oh, shit.
Don't cry, Helen.
It's split.
Doesn't matter, Helen, it goes in the jam.
I know.
Go.
Maya is the brave girl.
Maya monkey. Monkey Maya.
Yeah.
Go.
Thank you. Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Lots in there.
Oh, this one is wow. You got it?
Yeah. This one is sweet.
That one is sweet.
Maracuya.
No, granadilla.
A granadilla.
There you go.
I do that in the motorhome.
I've got the water.
We are just south of Popayán in these really windy mountain roads. And we're trying to get past this one here. The Panamericana is improving. 2 years ago we marked this stretch as really, really bad. And it's freshly tarmacked. And smooth as a baby's bum, as we say in Germany, right translated. Helen is happy because she just said, oh shit, now the bad stretch starts, and it was for 200 meters. We were on the old stretch, and then we got this really, really nice road.
Driving through the mountains of Colombia takes a lot of patience and time.
This is typical for Colombia. Sitting on the top of the truck. He's directing the traffic though. This was our overnight spot at Chachagui. There's 2 gas stations. We paid 5,000 pesos to park here. And it's usually a very quiet spot, but they started to mow the lawn this morning. We were not allowed to stop on that one over there. This is Pasto again. Big city. Here's another hitchhiker. He gets around Pasto. I tell you, Colombians are pretty cool when it comes to these things. Hola! We are within the last 60 kilometers to the border, or to Ipiales, and we're rolling down nicely from way over 3,000 meters to 2,400 at the moment. We can't remember how high Ipiales was, but it's a dual highway. Hardly any traffic, and this is really, really relaxing. Our next stop will be a laboratory to see if we can get a PCR test in Ipiales. This is one of the 2 Clinisat laboratories. We're getting our PCR test here. You have to bring passport and vaccination. A lot of paperwork to be done, and we get a barcode, and all the papers have to be copied. It's quite complicated, but it has to be done. So here comes our first PCR test. Never done that before.
Done?
Yeah, this is the lab. Really nice people. It did hurt a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I've got a runny left nose.
Yeah, it's burning. It's burning a little bit.
I need to blow my nose.
So this street here is so packed. It's one-way street, no way to park. So we just went into this parking house here with our motorhome. It's 2,000 pesos an hour, which is really okay.
4,000 pesos.
We were just small enough to find a parking here. We're parked right in the back. It's quite big. Yeah, it's exactly 2 years ago that we've been here.
Yep.
Almost up to the date.
And yet and now we have to wear masks.
Yeah, tapabocas. And my glasses are fogging up. It's a super setting.
The Santuario de Nuestra Señora de Las Lajas is a major place of pilgrimage in Colombia. In 1754, there is said to have been an apparition of the Virgin Mary here. 2 years ago, we spent a whole day to explore this amazing basilica. It is also colourfully illuminated at night and well worth a visit. Find the link to our detailed video from 2 years ago above. Today, we only spend a short time here. The weather isn't the best, so we decide to go on the gondola to go back up to the car park, where Vinny 2 is parked.
We're doing the Grandma tour, back up. We're doing the teleférico. We got placed into the first one. It started to rain anyway. So we're quite happy to do the Grandma tour.
Rapids in the river down there.
I can't look down.
No?
It's a very slow pace though. We haven't gotten Omicron yet. We will get it in this thing here, but never mind. So we're coming back up. 32 is parked on the car park. We're the only motorhome. Nobody else is leaving Colombia or entering Colombia at the moment. It's shitty weather today. Buenas. Good job we took the gondola back up, because it would have taken us at least an hour, and it's seriously pissing down with rain now. You can't see a thing. Perfect timing again. The moment of truth has arrived. We got the emails.
2 emails.
2 emails.
Resultados. This is mine.
The tension is rising here.
Where does it say?
Negativo para nuevo coronavirus SARS-CoV-2.
Okay.
That's Helen.
That's me.
So now we have to find mine. And see, it's negativo para...
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Our first corona test. So, today was border day. We have to explain everything later, but it took hours and hours. And now we're in Ecuador. And it's almost, I don't know, 8:30 in the evening. We are so hungry. And we're stopping at a gas station, but across from the gas station were some wonderful restaurants, and we just loaded up on some really, really nice, quick, fast food. Hopefully it's nice. It looks really good, actually. But we hadn't really had anything since breakfast. Just a small piece of cake before we had the struggle at the Colombian border stuff. But we're starving.
Oh, we didn't struggle with no Dion. That was
No,
easy.
the Dion was a 30-second thing.
Hand in the paper for the vehicle, thank you very much, goodbye.
We thought that would be the problem maybe, but it wasn't. And then we thought we'd get our stamp within 30 seconds as well, but no. Because we've been to Colombia for 2 years. We had to wait till 2 o'clock, more than an hour, for a special office to open for extranjeros. And then
it took till, what was it, 5:30?
in total, yeah.
That was 3.5 hours in that one office.
There will be a sanction for us.
And we said, well, hang on a sec, but we couldn't get out. And he said, yeah, but the Colombia's borders opened in June, which is wrong. They opened on May the 17th. But, okay, we'll let that one go. He said they were open in June. And we said, well, yeah, but where were we supposed to go? Stay at the border for 7 months? Until Ecuador opens? We still have to pay a sanction. So, how much? Okay, then he said about 500,000 each, or 550,000 each.
Which is about $125.
It's about $125 each.
Per person.
Per person, so it's about $250 for the 2 of us, and it might be more, because he wasn't sure. And we couldn't get out today, we'd have to wait until the next day.
Yeah.
And that meant our PCR, the test that we paid for, that was only $40 each, but we'd have to go and get a new one, because it wouldn't be valid anymore, because we'd have gone over the time.
So we tried to argue, and then
we argued, and then he said something that we didn't understand, and Tasha translated for us and said, well, you can get deported. I said, well, what does that mean then? Well, you don't have to pay.
You can go across the border today.
Oh, we can leave today, we don't have to pay,
but
we're not allowed back in for another year, and when we come back into Colombia, we'll have to apply for a visa
outside of Colombia,
at a Colombian embassy before we can come back to Colombia.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, that's free then. Okay, we'll do that, because we've been in Colombia for 2 years. We don't need to stay.
But the paperwork took hours. I think he took an hour for me alone. I had to sign 3 pages.
Yeah. And I said at the time, we're not going to get out of here before 5 o'clock, and the border into Ecuador closes at 5. And then what happens? One of the other guys, one of the other migration officers, turns up and decides to change the printer. The printer that was being used for Kirsten's papers worked fine, but no. And then all of a sudden they couldn't get the printer working, and then
the new printer they couldn't get it working.
It wasn't a new one; it was in an old box. There were 7 migration officers, all male, trying to work out how to do this printer.
And that was 5 to 5 or 10 to 5.
I was thinking, why change it now? All you have to do is print my stuff out, you know, and then we're gone. No, of course not.
But then the officer that was so grumpy at the start, he was really nice to us.
He was really nice because he said, follow me, come with me, we need your passports. Or you need your PCR test.
Yeah.
Huh? We don't need those for Colombia, we need them for Ecuador. Anyway, we followed him, and he actually took us to the border.
Near halfway up the bridge.
Halfway across the bridge is the actual border.
Yeah.
And there, you have to get a stamp on your PCR tests to prove that you've, you know, and with that, you can get in.
And we had to get that stamp before 5 o'clock.
Before 5 o'clock, because otherwise, you know, the rest of the border stays open. We didn't know that. We thought the border was closed at 5. But no, you have to get your stamp. So he actually did us a huge favour by taking us to the bridge and getting us our PCR tests stamped.
He even tried his English on us.
And he wanted to practice his English. And then he brought us all the way back. And then by that time, they still hadn't got the printer fixed. So what happened, the guy who was doing my stuff had obviously put it into the computer. Then we had to go downstairs and use a printer down there. I mean... Which
took another 20 minutes minimum.
So we finally got finished at 25 to 6.
From 2 o'clock on.
And then the officer who was dealing with us, he wanted a photo.
Yeah.
He wanted to give us new tapabocas. Where are they? They're in the front.
Yeah.
And he wanted to give us that and have a photo
of him giving us
these 2 masks.
So a colleague took the photo. We smiled through our tapabocas.
And he said, "That's it. Goodbye." So.
And then the Ecuadorian side took just 25 minutes.
Yeah, that was it.
But we're happy we're in a new country.
Ecuador. We made it. And yeah, we got banned from Colombia, but...
Deported. They deported us.
Been deported. I think that's certainly...
And it was such a nice country. Why do they have to deport us?
It's a story we'll never forget. We've been deported. The very first country we've been deported.
True. Never mind.
Well, we got arrested in China about 23 years ago.
Yeah,
like that,
that doesn't count anymore.
That's another story. So yeah, but we made it to Ecuador. And we didn't have to pay.
Super.
This is our first official driving day in Ecuador, and it's a pleasant 23 degrees outside. A lovely dual highway. We're about 20 kilometers north of Ibarra, and it's a beautiful day. We like Ecuador already.
Now we're getting into Ibarra. We are at 2,200 meters, so it's a little higher. We are totally unprepared after 2 years. We are in a shopping center. We bought a new mouse for the computer. Helen is happy. This is so weird after 2 years to see a big supermarket, isn't it? Feels like we're transported into a different world. We did not have that in Barichara.
Yeah.
And we don't even know where to look. It's too much all of a sudden.
So, we haven't got a clue. We're looking for prices. You have to look over here somewhere. And you can't read them because the Piso Roquefort, da. $6 for that day. It is hugely expensive here.
This is way too much choice here.
We don't have the price. So it's free.
Free?
Free. This is no price.
This is super complicated here. You're only allowed to go down the aisles one way.
Oh, good. It's good. It's for the
Pandemia.
Almost $2 for one roll.
This is really expensive here. We should have stayed in Colombia. We got deported anyway. Okay, here we are. Cabanas. Gucken, wo wir hin müssen. I would say maybe to the right.
After the long drive, we need a break at Finca Bonanza. In our next video, we explore Laguna de Yaguacocha before heading south to Quito and then east to the mountain resort of Papalacta.